We're at Pavilion, so we got Ryan DeBenedetti, Jake Silverman, and me, Graciano. And shout out to Case and Friends. Every Tuesday there's a DJ event here, but today we got some live music. And so yeah, we'll get started. And if you're out there, I think they can hear me, I hope they can hear me. Then you can come inside, we're gonna start the show. And yeah, here we go. Whoops.
A little bit of Badu on the side. Hell yeah. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Yo, thank you everyone for coming. As you know, we're Pavilion. I'm super hyped to be here. I was here on, I was here on Tuesday playing the SPD with Joshy at the DJ nights, and it was just so much fun, and I'm really happy to be back in this place. So give it up for Case, everybody. This next tune is an original that I made, and then Jake made it good. So, both of them made it good, but yeah, it's one that's just been like sitting on my laptop for way too long. And then when I like joined the group with them, they were like, "Do you have anything to add?" And I was like, "Maybe." And then yeah, the rest is history.
Should be fun. Thanks.
Oh, my turn to talk. Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm doing a lot of gymnastics up here. Thank you for dealing with that. That's awesome. I'm looking at this like I'm reading off a script. It's not, it's a set list. I'm just like, okay, I get it. Next. So yeah, it's so sick being here at Case Study. The fact that I do these DJ nights every week is the sickest goddamn thing ever. And now we're doing a show here too. I'm so stoked. It's an awesome place to be. Stoked to be hanging out with the boys, Josh and Brian. It's fantastic. Everyone being out here too. Like, this is awesome. It's Thursday night. Such a new spot too. Thank you for coming. Oh my God, this is amazing. So, that last song, as Josh may have hinted at, we wrote it not even like 12 hours ago. Well, I guess maybe like 24. But that was pretty fun. We call it Wow, C, and we did a whole thing where it's like C, so many different things. This next one though is one of my guys, But with these guys together, now it feels like a true banger. Now it feels like an actual song. It's called Swept. It's out on every platform out there, so you can also listen to it. It won't have Josh and Brian, which is sad, but I'm glad I got a chance to bring it to life with these guys. My artist name is Jake IRL. I'm not proud of it either, but you just gotta roll with the cards you're dealt with, you know? So anyway, we're gonna now play Swept. I think I'm detuned. I am. So pass the mic back to Josh.
Thank you. Ryan Benedetti on the drum solo. 2 more songs. Seems like there might be a special surprise on the last one, so stay tuned. And yeah, so thanks again for everyone coming. And Calciden is going to be playing again, and Ryan's also in that band if you want to hear him again. So stick around. We're going to play another one of my originals called Apology. And yeah, here you go. last one? Special surprise?
I think so.
Yeah, let's do it.
I mean, shit.
Edward, do you want to give an
Can I
introduction?
say shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's kids in here.
Hey y'all, I just met this guy, but he was already freestyling, so he's gonna do it in the mic.
Don't look at
Give
me.
him a hand.
My name's Tay.
That's my friend!
Oh shit. I was just back there freestyling. They were like, you would go up there and freestyle. I was like, ugh. Makes me nervous, but I like what I do, so. And they've been back here killing it, so I'm gonna ride with y'all.
We'll start with the intro, I guess.
They coming with a vibe. How y'all doing tonight, though?
Yeah!
Fire. I like this. Oh my god. Yeah! How y'all doing? How y'all doing? This a vibe. Hey, hey, this a vibe. Hey, you gotta know this a vibe. Yo. Look, woke up today feeling like life was a pickle. All types of green, but I'm not in the middle of the dollar that I could need to pay my bills, Had to wake up and find the wheel, so I went to work, working at the store as a security guard, mental kind of low, dealing with dumb shit, they talk about he got a switch, a gun, a jam. Nah, I'ma get at it like some jelly on your sandwich, I'ma spread. I like my peanut butter all across the bread. When I eat breakfast, I use syrup on my waffles. I don't like honey instead. I'm an unhealthy type of man, I like Cheetos. How many are y'all some cheaters? I'm just playing, don't tell me that no. This is the type of vibe we on, I'm never staying low. I'm always on the type of high where I could be seeking God, or maybe I need Jesus. Nah, I need something sweet, some Reese's Pieces. I got my man back here on the drum, playing like he dumb. He could be Spider-Man when he play with his thumbs. We got the bass forever. The man on the keys into the door. Help me afford what I want, a new Ford or maybe a new Lexus. I don't press it unless it's the plan that pushes my success forward. Elevated, never do stress. I'm loving the beautiful people in the room. Everybody with their hands up, looking for a move. Yeah, I like that. Do y'all like that? Yeah, I like that. Do y'all like that? Yeah, I like that. Do y'all like that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your hand up high, don't you look down. Everybody keep your hands up, never frown. Cause we here to have a good time, yeah. Cause we here to have a good time. I said, keep your head up high, don't you look down. Everybody better smile, don't you ever frown. Cause we here to have a good time, yeah. Yeah, we here to have a good time, yo. I talked to my granddaddy this morning. He said he feeling kinda old, like his time is coming. I said, don't you put your head down, keep it up. You need my grandma in your arms when you feel stuck. Or you can call your daughter, my mama loves you. She gon' be there forever for you, and I got you, homie. Yeah, and I'm thankful that you feel lonely. That's especially when I tell all my brothers, got my brother here today. Got me on the record, yo, and I'ma spit it for the record. Love everybody around me, appreciate my friends, cause they never gon' be with me yet, all the way to the end. And I love the fact that I got the mic. It's the only thing that ever make me feel right, so I'ma hit it to the chorus where we had it at before. Everybody put your hands up for the flow. And don't you ever put your motherfucking hands down. Don't you ever motherfucking have a frown down. Cause when you know what, you stay high. Look, stay high. Don't nobody ever put your fucking hands down. Everybody never ever put your smile down. And you know what, stay high. Yeah, stay high. Now put your hands up, yeah. Put your hands up, yeah. And you what, look, stay high. Yeah, look, stay high. You know how we do with my man God. Unbelievable, we still stay high. What? Yo, stay high. I said, oh, stay high. Fire.
Sir, what's your name again? What's your artist name?
My artist name is Tay, aka Mr. Wyoming, the Wyoming man. Catch up with me.
Catch up, guys. Check him out. All right, back to you.
Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah, that's the end of our set. I can't think of a better way to end it, honestly. That's what I feel like this space is about. Just coming to Case on Tuesdays and today. you always meet new people, you meet new artists, and then you make the connection, and that was awesome. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, and then Calcidon's gonna come up pretty soon. So take a little bit of a break, but then we'll be back real quick. Thank you for coming again, everyone. Talk to me, say hello.
I care for no one else but you. I tell myself this is the plan. I think maybe you feel the same. What can we do? They say life is gonna be boring. They say you sparkle and look a different way. But sometimes when you want you, the whole world is more He makes you laugh, he turns you on in style. He keeps you around, he keeps you
Yeah, we're about to go. Alright, I'm gonna Ryan's gonna tell me about it, but yeah.
We'll see. We're playing some Herbie Hancock. So you'll like it. You'll like it.
Don't fuck it up.
Okay. No, we're playing Action Through, so.
That's what you told me. If I don't know y'all would have done that, I would have put that monkey.
Yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Alright. That's what's up, man.
Yes, sir.
No problem. When y'all started?
We started like 15.
15? Alright. I'm gonna get a drink and get my seat. Y'all better not mess up apple food. I